Farm Bureau Insurance presents the MHSAA on Passports and the 1996 football finals.
Between a whole pack of dogs, the Bulldogs from Morencie and the Bulldogs from Ravenna. Sam Galvin, the freshman, will kick it away. High, short kick will be fielded at about the 20-yard line. Neither of these clubs has a special teams touchdown this year, so we're not looking for TDs off kickoffs and punt return. We love our dogs, and the fans from both schools, I'm sure, can say that. Terrific season. First down. Ravenna, power I formation. Who else? Benny Clark. He's got 20 and may go. Down the sideline and knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. 31-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage for Benny Clark.
Well, you would expect Benny Clark to get the ball, and you probably would expect him to get it on the first play. And he sure makes good use of his chances.
Get the sack. The loss is 10, 11 yards back to the 35. It'll be second and a ton.
Well, Mark, I thought it was pretty good faking by quarterback Jason Helson.
Ravenna and Morencie. Helson on the draw to Benny Clark, wants to turn the corner.
Number 51 coming across. There's Benny Clark's cut.
16 would seem like a passing situation here. First time we haven't seen the power eye. There's a lot of the throw. Helson out in the flats. Has a man, little blocking in front for Marshall. Bangs down to the 20. He's short of the first down. And on downs, the ball will go over to Morencie.
Fourth and long yardage, so they call the screenplay. Quarterback Jason Helson hides it a little bit, goes the opposite direction with his rollout, hits his back over there, Dan Marshall. He's the fullback. Marshall picks up good yards, but just not enough for that first down.
Now, Josh Kimbrell is your quarterback, a 6-foot, 175-pound senior, gives to Mansfield. His great back, and Mansfield hit in the backfield and dropped. Down 11 for Morencie, their first possession. Football is loose. Ravenna, on great break for the Ravenna Bulldogs.
Well, let's see if we can pick up exactly what happens here. I lost the ball, Mark, right at the beginning, but there you see the spin by Josh Kimbrell to hand the ball off to the tailback, and there you can see
power I formation. Clark is the tailback. Gets the ball. Into the end zone. Touchdown number 95 for Benny Clark. 2-yard TD run, and Ravenna first on the board.
Well, Benny Clark takes advantage of that fumble and that possession to get his first touchdown in this contest. And over the guard area, no room there, and then moves to the tackle spot, kind of bounces outside as you see right there. Now comes outside and finds a little bit of a seam and dives on into the end zone. 6 points on the board for Ravenna.
Deep kick going to be fielded back at the 1. Mansfield out to about the 15 and down right there. Ravenna's Chad Gilbert with help from Steve Johnson on the stop. Kimbrell, your quarterback, has a single back behind him. Power I. He'll throw. Got a man wide open. It's Marshall. And Marshall inside the 35 and down near Jason Helson to Dan Marshall. First and 10, Ravenna.
And once again, we'll remind folks that Ravenna is not just a running team. They have scored 7 touchdowns by way of the pass, and there you see a good example of their ability to get the ball in the air. Jason Helson finds his fullback, Dan Marshall, over on the offensive right side. Big yardage picked up.
Well, Helson, the quarterback, power I behind him. We'll try Clark left side. Squirts and fights near the end zone. Touchdown, 11 yards. Benny Clark. Ravenna out front 14-0.
Well, Well, what a great example of running ability by Ravenna's Benny Clark as he takes the ball to his offensive left side once again, finds just a little bit of a seam and just runs out of the tackle of one of the defenders. Then when he gets to the goal line, there's the one he runs out of. When he gets to the goal line, just drives, reaches out with the ball, gets the ball to just touch the goal line. That's all it has to do, and it's 6 points on the board.
He lost the counter effort this time and nothing doing, as Ravenna at this stage has plugged every gap, Coach. Nelson wants to throw toward the end zone, has a man, touchdown! Nate Wyatt, the junior, catches the 13-yard TD pass, and Ravenna 20, Morencie nothing.
Threat of having a Benny Clark to run the ball opens up the passing game. This time it's Jason Helson, and he finds a receiver, number 21. It was in the end zone.
Nate Wyatt
all alone, and puts some points up on the board here.
Option left, keeper, and Helson's in. Nice return, and they'll get their best field position of the day. That power I formation is what has worked well for them here, and there's Benny Clark, left side, and Benny has about 15 before they drag him down, and Bradley Frederick was about the last white shirt back there. Boy, over the middle, Nate Wyatt.
Be quick. Watch Benny Clark. He reminds me of another 20 that runs in this stadium, and I'm sure a lot of people are making comparisons here, but look at the quick side or lateral movement that he has as he approaches a defender. You're lucky to get your hand on him, more or less get a shoulder on him. Most of the time when he's tackled, it's with an arm tackle, and you're lucky to get that. Okay, look at here. Now look at those teeth right there. That's what I like. Now that's a dog. That's a bulldog. We're going to have to compare him to the one over on the other side.
You want a split screen?
Want a split screen and see the two bulldogs. You bet.
Third down, 5, Ravenna. Down at the 13. They'll run Benny, pitch left. Got him walled in. Nothing there. It's 4th down. The line of scrimmage playing prevent. Right side. Mansfield will pick up the first down.
That was Benny Clark, and you'll see him just coming into the screen there and finally putting the stop on Gallagher. Well, they do. We said that Morencie, a running team, they're only 74 to 117 over on this side. So there's the key right there. But too many men for Morencie to block, and there's penetration each time.
Kimbrell will throw. Picked off. Waiting for it was Jeff Neerman. Looked like he thought it was a punt. Just stood there and waited for the football and picks it off. Ravenna football at their own 48-yard line after the 3rd turnover of the day against Morencie.
Well, there's a big seam in there, and you're right. I think the linebackers have squeezed down a little bit. Jacob Clark makes first contact on Benny Clark, then followed up by Chad Tedder.
3rd down, we'll call it to 3. I formation behind Helson, the quarterback. Benny Clark has the first. Inside the 40 and down near the 30. Now Benny Clark left. Give him 8 more. 1st down, 10, Ravenna. Well, they pitch to Benny Clark, makes a man miss, and another. Still on his feet. Flags everywhere. He takes it in from 17. We'll wait and see what the flags are, but an amazing run by Benny Clark.
Well, that's going to make the highlight film once again. Benny Clark just amazing at how he can come back, but that was something. Let's watch that one again here. This is pretty. Little pitch play, gets the ball to the outside, cuts back inside now, and now just watch the arms come out. Nobody with a shot on him. Lots of arms, but no shoulder pads.
Well, no touchdown. They'll mark off the penalty from the spot of the infraction down inside the 10. Helson to throw. Out in the flats has his man Marshall. Inside the 10 and down near the 5. Looks like it'll be good for 1st down yardage. It'll be 1st and goal for Ravenna.
Well, Lance Thompson defensively makes the stop, but this is just great offense on the part of Ravenna as they mix the run and the pass. They don't pass very often, but because they are so potent running the ball, the pass is very effective, and here it brings them all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Well, we got a great fullback in Marshall. We got two pretty good choices. Going to be Benny Clark, right side into the end zone. 1-yard touchdown run by Benny Clark, the 97th of his illustrious career, ties the state record for touchdowns now, in addition to already holding the state's all-time record for rushing yardage. And it's 28-8 Ravenna.
5'11", 185-pound senior blows into the hole first.
And he's a fine running back, but just a terrific fullback and blocker for Benny Clark. Well, here comes Morencie, and they need some lightning. Fumble the football. Let's see. Give it to Ravenna. Turnover number 4 on Morencie.
And I think this is a case, Mark, of Chris Mansfield just trying to do too much as he took that kickoff right back at the 1-yard line, came right straight up the field, had all his jets going, scored, trying to get the extra yards, and he ends up coughing up the football right there. And right on the spot, you see that Ravenna gets the ball, and once again, a very short field for their offense.
Meerman, the guy who stripped the football, and I think it might have been Benny Clark on the recovery. 1st and 10 Ravenna. Benny Clark left side, heaves forward for about 7 more. 3:20 still to play, 3rd quarter. Ravenna 30 and Morencie 8. Chad Tedder, but the ball beyond Chad Tedder, incomplete, 4th down.
Well, Chad Tedder felt that he was being held up that time as he came through the line of scrimmage, but the official right there says, no, get back into the huddle and let's go again.
Final 10 seconds of our 3rd quarter. Incompletion stops the clock.
Or once again, a linebacker.
Well, I love that helmet of Dan Marshall that you were mentioning. You are right. That's a badge of honor. He's whacked all of the blue paint off that thing. 3rd down. Nelson to throw. Wants it all. Has his man inside the 40 and down in the 37. There is a flat.
Anyway, but watch once again as Jason Helson will just sit back there. No real pressure. He gets all day to throw the ball. Now delivers it, and you can see his intended receiver turn around, come back to the ball. Makes,
I think perhaps for the first time in this football game. I'll remember Steve Johnson punting. It's away a high spiraling kick. Oh boy, they let it bounce, and it takes a big Ravenna hop down to about the 26-yard line. And Morencie's going to start there. 9:25 still to play in this one from the Dome. Ravenna 30, Morencie 8. Quarterback Cooper, and Kimbrell is just stormed under. 4 players for Ravenna busted through. Led by Nate Wyatt, number 21. Frederick will punt it away. Meerman from his own 32. And Meerman making some folks miss before they snow him under at about the 36.
well, and obviously 3-1 up on the scoreboard as well.
And the word, as you saw there on the screen, as Benny Clark carries one more time, is he now has the record, 42, the official number of carries in this ball game now for Benny Clark, and that is a record. 41 before that one, 42 now. It'll be 4th down, and Ravenna.
Look, a vicious hit out there, and of course, as a kicker, you're very vulnerable in that position, as you can see right there. It's a good play, a good defensive play, but a very, very dangerous position to have the punter in, get possession, and so they do, and they'll have a great field position here at their own 46-yard line.
1st and 10, name of the game for Ravenna is 1 first down. Clark, right side, busting a couple of tackles, picks up 7 or 8.
A few mistakes. Other than the Morencie turnovers, Mark, there have been no penalties, so to speak, and it has been an excellent officiated ball game, and these gentlemen deserve a lot of credit. Our high school officials in the state of Michigan do an excellent job, and this is the pinnacle to do a state championship game, and we really appreciate their efforts. There's that smiling Bulldog now, and that's
3rd down and about 8 facing the Ravenna Bulldogs. We love our dogs, and the fans from both schools, I'm sure, can say that. Terrific seasons. Both these clubs will finish at 12-1. And what a grand accomplishment for both Ravenna and Morencie just to find their way here to the Dome. 3rd down long. Power I with Benny Clark deep. They'll get it one more time. Won't get the 1st down.
But I'm sure he'd love to get that tie for that record.
And it is Benny Clark left side. As the 1st down yardage inside the 30, the officials say let's roll the clock. And this one's history. The Bulldogs of Ravenna win the Class C state championship. Your final score, Ravenna 30, Morencie 14. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
And very simply, that's an analysis that's not hard in this kind of a ball game. Couple of key mistakes by Morencie to give Ravenna the short field. They took advantage of that, put points on the board, and Morencie just unable to answer offensively.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The MHSAA